Hang on. Checked everything else apart from the mic. What am I like? What am I like? Anyway, boom, I'm in the room. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you're watching from. Now, you're here because there's nothing on the telly. Actually, there is something on the telly, but I'll show you that in a minute. Now, I've got some important news coming up. I've got some important announcements to make. Now, I'm coming to you live from the old Heale Manor, and I'm your host, Lord Heale. Now, what's been going on? Well, I'm going to come to some stuff, but before we crack on too much, I've got some scores to give you. The Navy, 42. The Army, 43. Now, I don't know whether you've been watching this, but have a butchers at this. This is the Army girls. Now, they're up 59.5 at the moment as we're live. They're still playing. There's just 56 minutes gone. So the Army girls are doing particularly well today. But what I want to talk about, one of the things, I've got an update on the old Himalayan. I'll give you that shortly. But important stuff. The Veterans Outreach Support. There is a consultation going on. Now, I'll put it up on there. This consultation workshop is going to be at the Royal Maritime Club on the 22nd of May from 9:30 in the morning till 1 o'clock. They're providing free bacon butties and refreshments. So if you're a veteran in the area, get yourself along there. If not, there's something else you can do. If you follow that webpage, vosuk.org/VPP-feedback/ leave your feedback. If there's something you want or need from Veterans Outreach Support, put it on that form. That form is going to form an important part of the way forward for Veterans Outreach Support and the type of support that they give to us veterans. And it's not just in the Solent area, it's across the whole of the southeast. So it's right along the south coast. They are doing important work. They are teaming up with other veterans groups. They're in with Help for Heroes. They're one of the partners, and there are a few other partners as well. If you're a small charity for veterans and you're in the south of England, get in touch with VOS and become a partner. Help other veterans. It's really important stuff that we're doing. Veterans Outreach Support, they do a huge amount of work. And we've got a really large veteran base that we're working for. Now, what they're asking is if there's people out there that haven't heard of Veterans Outreach Support, pop onto the website, find out what they're all about. This is really important for veterans. We've covered it on the Thursday or the Wednesday show now about veterans issues, about when you become a veteran, when you leave the services. It's important when you register for your doctor to let them know that you are a veteran, because should you get some problems, it opens up a few other doors that help you. Being a veteran, you're able to access the likes of Alt Courage that is specific to veterans within the NHS. There's another one, Op Resolve, I think it is, something like that. They're in place in the NHS, and they are there for veterans to give veterans extra support that your average civvy doesn't get, if that makes sense. The help and support that they give is aimed at veterans for veterans issues, particularly like if you're suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder, or you've got additional requirements where particularly for infantry type soldiers, your joints start falling to bits. They're there, they can give added support. So that's why it's important when you leave the services to register at your doctor that you're a veteran. Veterans Outreach Support are there to help as well. They will help you through that process. They will help you through transition. I know the transition package varies from place to place. I mean, for me, when I left the services back in 2018, I had to go down to Woolwich. The guys down there were fairly good. You get us like I think it's a half or an hour's one-way conversation, pretty much, with a resettlement officer, and he's just feeding information at you, gives you a pack of stuff, and most of it just goes over there. I mean, you're just bombarded with what's available out there. Particularly if you've done a long time in the services, you're not used to the way that civvies work. When I left the military the first time, I found it really, really difficult transitioning to into civistry. I found the civilian network work ethic particularly challenging. They don't have that same mindset of getting a job done. Come the sort of 4 o'clock, that's it. They pull the pin and scarper. So that's what I found with civvies. So for me, it was a challenge, and that's one of the main reasons I was lucky that I managed to come back into the fold. Other stuff that VOS do, they have a drop-in centre. In fact, they have 2 drop-ins a month. They have one at the moment at the Royal Maritime Club, also known as the Home Club in Portsmouth. It's just off the harbour, just off the dockyard. And they get lots and lots of different agencies in that help veterans. That's a very important thing to turn up to. They also have one on the Isle of Wight. There's a big veteran community on the Isle of Wight, so they have a separate one for the Isle of Wight. They have the likes of DWP, Veterans UK, SAFA, RAFA, ABF, Health for Heroes, AA, a vast network of support that can be accessed through the drop-in centres. They also have social stuff. There's a lot of social stuff that goes on. They have buns and banter. They have butties, brew butties and banter once a week, and it's all about getting veterans together to support other veterans, to help you know that you're not alone. It can be pretty lonely when you first get outside. You feel isolated. You're struggling at transitioning into civilian life. You find it really difficult working with civilian mentality. I did, and I'm sure I'm not the only one. So, but it's really good to get in touch with these veterans groups, and they lay on loads of stuff. They've got a website. All the details are down in the description. So go and have a butcher's at that. what else have we got? Right, so let's move on. So that's VOS, and there are other charities out there. There are other agencies that are there for veterans. You've only got to look. You've only got to ask. If you're talking to other veterans, ask them if they know about the likes of VOS. And if they don't, point them in that direction. It's important that veterans get that support. The Army are now up, the Army ladies are now up 66-5 against the Navy. Just throw that one out there. The Army girls are mirroring what the Red Roses are doing. So, yeah, it's been a good day for the Army today. Anyway, an update. I said I'll give you an update on the Himalayan. Right, so the situation is, spoke to Claire the other day. She's had now confirmation that a bike and its VRN number or PIN number, or VIN number, vehicle identification number, has been allocated to me, and it will be here by the 10th. Soon as it arrives, as soon as she knows it's going to turn up, I'm going to pop over there. I have to see the bike first to accept it. Once that happens, it gets registered, it gets taxed, it gets PDI'd. I get it. And then I've got to go out and ride it. I've got to go and do 300 miles to get its first service done. Once that's out of the way, then we're almost going to be at the time I'm leaving. I ship out on the 31st. Hopefully, I'm going to have panniers on it, ready to go. I'm not bothered about anything else. As long as I've got the panniers on there, that'll make life a lot easier. If I ain't got the panniers on there, it could be something of a drama. We'll cross that hurdle when we get to it. But it should be here next week. If it's here next week, boom, you're going to be able to see it. I shall do a piece on there and you should see it in all its new glory. So, that's an update on that. What's been going on this week, you say? Well, what have I done this week? Got to think back. It's been a busy old week. It has been a little bit of a busy week. But what happened? I can't remember what I've done. I must be getting something going wrong in here. Give me a knock. See if I can come up with something. Anyway, Thursday. Yeah, went and voted. Now, there was a pretty poor turnout. I must say, there was a pretty poor turnout. And not just here, but around the country. And for us poor buggers down here in the Gosport area, we're still lumbered with that awful Liberal Democrat bunch of crooks. Yeah, we're stuck with them, I'm afraid. They did lose one and the Conservatives picked up one. But it's still not enough. That's 15 to 10 and 2 Labour. That's what we've got here in Gosport Borough Council. So we've got another couple of years of not a lot really. Not much going on for us. Other than us seeing parking fees going up. I'm more sure they'll go up again. Our council tax will probably go up again. So, yeah. And they'll waste our money on stupid products. They've had to give a load of money back because they haven't done what they're supposed to have done with it. And the powers that be have asked for it back. Anyway, that's by and by. That's our trouble down here. But overall, reform had quite a good turnout, quite a good showing, which is a positive. What else have we got going on? Yesterday, Friday, I went to ceremonial divisions at HMS Collingwood, and I was a guest of the Seniorites Mess. So that was quite good. The Lord Lieutenant was there, Mark Lancaster. He was one of the inspecting officers. The second Sea Lord was there. Apparently the first Sea Lord had quite a good evening on HMS Victory and wasn't able to attend. Leave that up to your imagination. We also had our MP there, Caroline Dinage, or shall I say Dame Caroline Dinage. So it's all good fun. It's all happening. So that was yesterday. I enjoyed myself. What else did I do? What else has been going on? That's about it, really. Oh, I did get the Bantam finished off. I took it out for a ride, and it rattles like an old bag of spanners, but I'm not quite sure what that is. But the clutch is fixed. The clutch seems to be holding up. So that's a positive. Now all I've got to do is work out what all that noise is rattling about. I don't know whether there's a bearing gone somewhere or what, but talking about I've now got a leak on the right hand fork, so I've got to do fork seals. It's always something. And I'm still waiting on 8 spokes, stainless steel spokes. I'm still waiting on 8 stainless steel spokes before I can get the front wheel sorted out. So what I'll do, I think what I'm going to do is wait. Once I get the spokes, I'll get the wheel done anyway, but at the same time, I'll replace the fork seals. Oh, looks like the girls have just scored another try. Let me just ping you back to that. Give you a quick look. Yep, so the girls have just scored another try. So they're at 71-5 at the moment. Looks like the Navy girls have got a yellow card. Bump, straight out, bump, bump, bang. There she goes. Underneath the post almost. Yep, make the conversion easy. Make it an easy conversion kick. So that's that. So the girls are doing good. So I do like my rugby, as you know. I used to play a little bit. I was one of those gobby little scrum halves that was always in the ref's ear, you know, always niggling at the ref. Almost got carded myself a few times for niggling the ref. But that's the game, innit? It's a game, innit? It's only the game. But what else has been happening in the world? Well, yeah. This morning I went to the Armed Forces and Veterans Breakfast Club at Sovereigns, and there was quite a little crowd there today. And next week we've got our one at Hornet. I dare say we'll have a big turnout there as well. So, yeah, so that's all coming together. That's something else that veterans out there can get involved with. Have a look on the Armed Forces and Veterans Breakfast Club site. There's a link on there to look for where your closest club is. We call them clubs, but it's just a get together, a cafe or a restaurant, somewhere like that, for a breakfast, and it's just meet up with other veterans just to have a chat. That's what it's all about. Just keeping in touch with your military oppos, just looking after each other. And it's a great community, actually. So there's an awful lot of noise going on out in the rest of the manor. So I don't know what they're doing. But there you go. That's an update from the old Heale Manor. I've been busy-ish all week doing stuff. We've got a bank holiday this week. There's a few things going on next week. So Lady Heale, she's going off camping in her new camper van, taking Hudson Heale, the Hound of Heale Manor. So they're going to have a night, I would say under canvas, but under tin. Got a tin roof on a camper van. So she's going to go and try that out for the first time. If you've not seen it, I did a little video of putting up and taking down my new tent. I bought a new tent. It's called the Lone Rider Moto, and I stuck it up in a gale. And I think it was quite funny watching me do that. But there's 3 little videos up of it. There's one putting it up and taking it down very quickly. There is one putting it up in slow time and one taking it down in slow time. So you can pop along and have a look at that on the channel. The chat I had this week on the everyday conversations regarding mental health was really interesting. Next week is I've got a guy that I pre-interviewed. We did a recording, and it's all about sexual addiction. So this guy, it's all about talking about sexual addiction. It's a fascinating chat. If you want to go and have a listen to that this week, that's on Wednesday. It's up as a premiere, so you'll be able to comment while it's on. Looks like 73-5 to the girls at the moment. Just keeping one eye on the rugby. And we got 73 minutes almost. Yeah, so the girls are doing pretty good. But did you watch the Army match, the boys match, the Army Navy? That was a nail biting game. That was, came down to the wire right at the end. Terrific stuff that was. Anyway, I think I've waffled on just a little bit too much. So watch out for stuff coming up this week. I'll pop something up during the week. There's the everyday conversations regarding mental health on Wednesday at 7. Have a watch of that and let us know what you think. If you haven't already done so, give us a thumbs up. Give it a thumbs up. Bosh. And if you ain't already subscribed to the channel, do it. It doesn't cost anything. It's free. Something for free. You don't often get something for free nowadays, do you? So anyway, just to recap, VOS, Veterans Outreach Support, have a look at the link. Go and have a look at the website. Click on feedback. Give them some feedback. If there's something that you don't think that's being covered here in the South, let them know. It's all part of going forward for the next 3 years. So I'm about done. That's it for this week. I'll catch you next Saturday, live from the old Heale Manor. And you have yourself a good bank holiday. Don't do anything I wouldn't. Don't get yourself into trouble. Be careful out on the roads. They're going to be busy. So until then, TTFN. Ta-ta for now.